for NCAA basketball championships. From the Dahlberg Arena here in Big Sky Country, Missoula, Montana, it's the NCAA Western Regional semifinal. Game number 2, Colorado going up against the defending NCAA champion, Stanford Cardinal. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. I'm Chris Marlowe. Just how good is this Stanford women's basketball program? Well, last year, when Stanford was rebuilding, they won the national championship. They have 5 starters returning. They put together a record of 26-5. They have won 9 in a row coming into this battle with Colorado. Now, the challenge is up to Colorado. Can they do it? Let's find out from our expert color analyst, Debbie Gore. Can it be done, and can Colorado do it, and how will they do it?
Well, I think if anybody has the tools to do it, it's Colorado. They play a good man-to-man, baseline-to-baseline defense, which has rattled Stanford. In fact, their losses have come to USC and Washington, who play a tough man-to-man, so Colorado can do that. Now, they're kind of weak on the offensive side of things, but don't worry about that. Let your defense generate your offense, and they could get Stanford.
Stanford, a #1 seed. The Cardinals, certainly one of the great teams of all time. 2 out of the last 3 years, NCAA championships. One of the big reasons why a player that is nominated for the Naismith Award, the best player in the country, Val Whiting.
And I've seen Val Whiting play a lot, and she is just a clutch player. You see these 18 points, but more importantly are those almost 9 rebounds. She is a tough inside player and gives you a lot of physicalness, and her rebounding is just unheralded. So look to her to dominate the glass. And then on the other side, though, you want to watch Shelly Sheets, who is just a dynamite point guard.
Colorado, what a season. We're going to talk about Sheets right now because you can't wait. She is an excellent assist person. She can hit the 3, and she has led Colorado back to prominence.
She has, and she's one of those national All-Americans in high school who has helped turn this Colorado program around. And she is another slasher creator in the tradition of point guards in the country. And look to her to be their scoring leader, but her defense also is good.
Colorado, the kings of the Big 8, the Pac-10 champion Stanford Cardinal. Is there an X factor in this game, and what is it?
Well, I think it's key that Colorado not be intimidated. This is their first time to the Sweet 16, understand, and Stanford's old hat. They've been here 4 years in a row, and some of these seniors have done nothing but gone to the Final Four. So if they're not intimidated and they play a smart game, they'll be in there.
Talk about intimidation. Stanford's 11 players have 15 championship rings. That's intimidation. Can Colorado do it? We'll find out. Back with the starting lineup after this.
It's Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Ow! Getaway, far away, hide away, this away, take away, that away. Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Now you got a way to get away. Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Win away to paradise on a Windjammer barefoot cruise. Just look for this display to win. Then get away with Silver Bullet Smooth Coors Light, the right beer now. Win away, right away, Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Now we got a way to get away. Wake on!
Homeowners, if you're tired of yard waste cleanup chores and the disposal problems caused by closing landfills, get ready to take down this important toll-free number for exciting news on a revolutionary yard cleanup machine, the new Troy-built Chippervac. All free in this big full-color catalog. Inside, you'll discover how the breakthrough Troy-built Chippervac recycles all your yard debris as you walk, ending yard waste disposal problems forever. The powerful yard vac handles leaves and twigs easily, while this auto-feeding chipper takes care of branches and limbs up to 3.5 inches thick, right on the spot. Plus, the Troy-built Chippervac reduces and bags your yard debris automatically, giving you mountains of free landscape mulch and compost. To get all the important news on the revolutionary Troy-built Chippervac, call toll-free today.
For free details on the breakthrough Troy-built Chippervac, including complete information on how you can own a new Troy-built Chippervac free till fall, call toll-free 1-800-952-8400. That's 1-800-952-8400. Call now.
Chris Marlowe back with Debbie Gore, getting set for NCAA Western Regional semifinal number 2. The Colorado Lady Buffs going up against the Stanford Cardinal here in Missoula, Montana. A great crowd on hand. Let's get set for the starting lineups. Let's get them from the PA man here in the Big Sky, Alan Kessler.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dahlberg Arena for tonight's second semifinal game of the 1993 NCAA Women's West Regional between the Colorado Lady Buffs and the Stanford Cardinal. Let's meet the starting lineups. At forward for Colorado, a 6'2" senior from Marino, Colorado, number 25, Mindy Henry. At forward for Stanford, a 6-foot senior from Aiken, South Carolina, number 31, Chris McMurdo. At forward for Colorado, a 5'9" senior from Lyons, Colorado, wearing number 42, Amy Mathers. At forward for Stanford, a 6'3" sophomore from Austin, Texas, wearing number 50, Rachel Himmer. At center for Colorado, a 6'2" senior from Lapine, Oregon, wearing number 50, Abby Wertz. At center for Stanford, a 6'3" senior from Wilmington, Delaware, wearing number 52, Val Whiting. At guard for Colorado, a 5'5" senior from Corpus Christi, Texas, wearing number 3, Stephanie Mack. At guard for Stanford, a 5'6" senior from Waterloo, Iowa, wearing number 15, Molly Gutenbauer. At guard for Colorado, a 5'6" sophomore from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, wearing number 20, Shelley Sheets. At guard for Stanford, a 5'9" junior from Thomasville, North Carolina, wearing number 25, Christy Hedgepeth. Introducing the head coaches for Colorado, Seal Berry, and for Stanford, Tara Vanderveer.
So Tara Vanderveer, Seal Berry exchange handshakes. Here we go, semifinal number 2, Colorado Stanford. We'll have the tip-off for you after this.
Jack, you look great. New clubs, new shoes, new ball.
Well, it's the new me, Bill.
New golf game, too?
We'll see.
It's showtime.
Showtime.
Hey! Whoa!
Maybe a 2-iron, Bill?
Yeah, a 2-iron. I just don't get it.
Well, it's showtime, Bill. And it's not the shoes, it's not the clubs, it's not the ball. It's this latest video from Golf Digest. How to get distance and accuracy.
A video?
Yeah, anyone can get it. And it's free when you subscribe to Golf Digest.
Huh.
Outdrive your partner with this half-hour instructional video, free with a 1-year subscription to Golf Digest. Just $19.77. Call 800-522-5333. Imagine this video and Golf Digest. Call 800-522-5333.
The new face of women's tennis. Tough, determined, triumphant. Baseline to baseline battles. The will to win. The skill to dominate. Superstars unleashing awesome talent. Ace, winner, champion. A world-class field turns it on. As Celis, Capriati, Martinez and company vie for the title. But only one wins it all. The Virginia Slims of Houston. The final. Live Sunday at 2 Eastern on Prime Network.
Welcome back to the Dahlberg Arena here in Missoula, Montana, getting set for Colorado and Stanford. Our officials for this evening's tilt, Bill Stokes and Frank Geiselman. Stokes and Geiselman. Colorado in black, Stanford in white. Stanford has won 9 games in a row, coming off a huge win over Georgia. Colorado coming off a big win over UC Santa Barbara. Both teams primed and ready. Whiting going up against Mindy Henry, and Stanford has it. Going to see pressure man-to-man from Colorado, like you might not have seen, as Hemmer gets off the first shot. Hedgepeth got it. Christy Hedgepeth opens the scoring 2-0 Stanford. Molly Gutenbauer going to attend to Shelley Sheets. Shelley Sheets, number 20 in black, is the Colorado star. She's immediately knocked to the deck. That's going to be physical. Sheets. And the ball whacked out of bounds by Colorado.
Now that matchup of Goodenbauer and Sheets, I don't think that Molly Goodenbauer can stay with Sheets. She's much quicker, and Goodenbauer in general has a little softer defense than other point guards.
Stephanie Mack going to draw the assignment part of the time also. Mack number 3, Whiting scores. I don't envy Abby Wirfs. She's got her hands full with the great number 52 in white, Val Whiting. 4-0 Stanford.
Well, the thing about Val Whiting's game is she has a strong upper body. So you can't just try to push her around to intimidate her shot.
Colorado won its first 15 games of the year before losing one to Nebraska. The Bucks had all 5 starters back. Turnaround shot no good. Rebound, Val Whiting. Whiting averages 9 rebounds a game.
Well, here's the unique thing about Stanford offense is what it's called transition offense, where they will push the ball up and just swing it around the perimeter and immediately go for the bucket.
Chris McMurdo with her first basket, and Stanford has come out sizzling 6-0. Stanford's missed only 1 shot. Goodenbauer on Sheets. And she sets up a wild shot. Val Whiting has 2 rebounds. Molly Goodenbauer, 5'6" senior from Waterloo, Iowa. She will run the show for Stanford. What a great point guard she is.
And she wants to play 40 minutes, so she can go forever, so there's not going to be any problem.
Goodenbauer was the NCAA Final Four MVP last year.
Now here she's going to go baseline, and what she's going to get is some help defense and force a shot up. Not enough spin on it to get it up there until you got an air ball.
Played 2 minutes into the first half. Stanford 6, Colorado nothing. Goodenbauer outside being challenged by Mack. Stanford much bigger, much more physical than Colorado. Wide open Goodenbauer. And a rebound to Colorado's Mathern. Amy Mathern, 5'9", a forward. She's small, but she is tough and determined.
She's got a big heart, as we say.
Colorado needs to score right here just to take the edge off, I think. And inside, Wirfs is knocked down by number 50, Rachel Hemmer.
And Hemmer has really come on the scene. She's just a sophomore playing with a lot of upperclassmen here. But she's won a starting role because she's a good rebounder, and she's really a nice inside threat.
First foul on Stanford's Hemmer. Sheets trying to dish. Whacked. No call. Ball out of bounds to Stanford. You know, a lot of people talk about Stanford's offense, and they should. Stanford, a great offensive team, but Stanford's defense is very underrated.
Oh, and especially in the second part of the season, see, they returned all their starters, and they knew they had the offense. Goodenbauer to the bucket.
Got it. 8-0 Stanford.
And they knew they had the offense, so the coaches said, we are going to focus on defense this year, and that's what they've done.
Timeout, Colorado. 2 minutes and 52 seconds gone in the first half, and Stanford has come out firing. 8-0.
Celebrate 25 years of American rock and roll.
Just take those old records on
with Bob Seger. All Bob Seger compact discs and cassettes are now specially priced.
Don't wait for a dental emergency to happen. Get DenTemp today and be prepared. Caps and crowns can loosen unexpectedly and cause embarrassment. Fillings can fall out and cause pain and discomfort. DenTemp was developed by a dentist to temporarily replace loose caps and lost fillings until you can see your dentist. DenTemp helps you avoid unnecessary pain, helps eliminate embarrassment. Don't suffer needlessly. Get DenTemp today. Call now for more information and money-saving coupons.
America's top collegians gather for the NCAA Conference Championships. What makes a champion? Find out with the country's most comprehensive coverage, including baseball, men's and women's basketball, hockey, track and field, swimming and diving, gymnastics and wrestling. Conference crowns from the nation's premier leagues are at stake as top schools send their bets, and the bets come to win. Don't miss the action on Prime Network.
Back at the West Regional, where Stanford has jumped on Colorado 8-0. Let's check some of the scores coming in from around the country. Other regions, Western Kentucky defeated by Iowa, make that Ohio State in the East, and Virginia over Georgetown by 20. Let's move on to the Mideast region. Tennessee easily over North Carolina, so most of the seeds winning.
And Tennessee and Virginia have the 2 other national candidates.
And Louisiana Tech over Southwest Missouri State. So the last game to get into the Great 8, Colorado and Stanford. And so far, Stanford working over Colorado. Stanford's defense has held Colorado scoreless so far. Chris Marlowe and Debbie Gore with you.
And you're right, Chris. Colorado's got to get 1 basket so they can believe they can score. I think that X factor is coming into effect.
Whiting hits.
They got to put it in the basket so they can believe they can score on Stanford.
Val Whiting averaging 18.5 points. She's got 4 so far. 10-0 Stanford. And boy, the officials are letting it play as Sheets hits.
And she was fouled after the basket too, but she's hanging in there.
Shelly Sheets has her first bucket. She averages 15.5 points a game. 10-2. Stanford's lead cut to 8. Now number 54 is in, Jamila Lang, and she is guarding Whiting. Doesn't make much difference. Stanford scores anyway, 12-2.
Yeah, Chris Mack has really developed her outside shooting. She was the first 2 years an inside player, and now, gosh, has a nice stroke on the basket.
McMurdo, one of the seniors on this Stanford team. Stephanie Mack, she only scores 6.5 points. Lang to the hoop. Jamila Lang doesn't start. She plays on very, very sore knees. She had arthroscopic surgery. She's wearing a knee brace, and her knees get puffy. She can bang around for a while, but her left knee is very, very sore all the time.
But she's given them great production, especially in the tournament. She had a great game.
Underneath, number 25, Mindy Henry, the senior from Marino, California, hits for 2, 12-4. Colorado with its 4th point. 15 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
Good denied defense by the Lady Bucks. Good denied defense.
Stanford, a very good outside shooting team. Well, watching them in practice, they don't miss. That time they did. Hemmer with a rebound, score. Relentless Rachel Hemmer on the board, the sophomore from Austin, Texas. Her first basket.
And it wasn't enough that Henry had her boxed out. She had to keep her feet active because that's why Hemmer went around her.
Got to keep that boxer working, huh?
Keep boxing her.
14-4. Stanford leading Colorado by 10. Sheets wide open for 3. And it's off the front lip. Good offensive rebound by Jamila Lang out of Kansas City, Kansas.
That was a good look inside. Mindy Henry is a good high-low post player, and she's got a nice pass. Everyone's just got to handle the ball a little better.
Coming in is Anita Kaplan for Stanford. Going out, number 25, Mindy Henry. She'll sit down, talk it over with Sealberry. Now pressure from Mack on Goodenbauer. Kaplan, a tremendous inside player. She's got a left-hand hook, a right-hand hook. And the defense of Colorado forces the turnover. Colorado's defense under Sealberry forcing 26 turnovers a game, so they really put the pressure on.
And if you convert those to buckets, you know, those are at least 40 points for your team if you say you're shooting 40% from the floor. So that's exactly what they want, that kind of turnover Stanford to make unforced errors, as it were.
Number 50, Abby Wirfs, is setting the screen, and every time she does, she gets whacked by a Stanford player and goes down. No call. Lang, in and out. And Sheets comes out with a rebound. Shelly Sheets, a sophomore from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So both point guards from the state of Iowa. One a sophomore, and Goodenbauer now the senior. And Stanford defense awful good. 14-4, Stanford with a 10-point lead.
I like Colorado's patience, though, and not forcing the ball.
Sheets got it off the glass. And she picks up the foul on Molly Goodenbauer. Boy, Shelly Sheets looks good.
She reminds me a lot of Liz Brown, who used to go to the baseline and quick jumper and all net. See, and with the follow-through that Molly Goodenbauer had on her, that's how she got the foul. But what will happen, though, is that they can bring in some specialized players. Kate Pay, in particular, is a defensive stopper who could come in from Molly Goodenbauer, play the point, and shut down Sheets.
Shelly Sheets is 8th in the nation. Free throw. 88%. Earlier this year, she set a Big 8 record, 35 in a row. She's not going to miss many. As she completes the three-point play, Colorado trying to come back after being down 10-0. It's 14-7.
Good motion offense by Stanford.
Elspeth loses it. Turnover Stanford. Colorado, chance to cut into the 7-point Stanford lead. 13.5 minutes to play, first half.
And she's created that with her reach, the around-the-back reach that forced a turnover to her own teammate.
This is the third meeting ever between these two teams. Stanford won in 1988-89, 106-75. Then Colorado came back and got one of their great wins in school history as Henry misses off the mark. Whiting rebounds. Colorado beat Stanford up in Boulder, 71-66.
And that was the year after Stanford got their national title. So that was a pivotal point for their program, too, after they beat Stanford.
Goodbauer hits her first three. Molly Goodbauer, that's her 72nd three on the year. She has 5 points, averages 13.6 and a half assists. She's got 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
And I, being a point guard, look at that assist to turnover ratio, because you always want your production to be at least at 2 or higher.
Colorado gets a kind bounce there, and Lady Buffs can use one as Mack gets her first basket, 17-9. Stanford by 8. Whiting triple team. She's got great hands, doesn't she? She holds on to the rock.
A lot of reaching, a lot of help defense by the Buffs. They're getting away with.
Whiting. And a battle for the rebound. Kaplan over the back. So Anita Kaplan gets her first personal. That will be the 13th foul on Stanford. Set to check in Diesel Thomas, number 11.
And she can go. Wait till you see her game. I think Vanderveer comfortable with what her team is doing right now.
Diesel is a 5'8" freshman from San Antonio, Texas. They call her DC because the curve comes on when she comes in.
And you like those spark players who can come in and immediately give you offense or defensive surge.
Ball off the foot of a Stanford player was not intentional. Great pass underneath. Gives Sheets the assist. Mindy Henry. 4 points.
And now the Stanford defense getting a little lazy, and Colorado getting inside looks and good, easy baskets for them. That's going to build their confidence.
McMurdo, finger roll, no. And Sheets, they're going to call Sheets out of bounds. She tried to get both feet down, could not.
She went out, came in, couldn't quite get it together.
A couple of subs coming in for Stanford. We'll give them to you when we come back. We can't tell you 11 minutes and 40 seconds remaining first half. Stanford by 6, 17-11.
Come on, let's go. Move, move, move. Get open. No. What is that? I want you to use your picks this time. All right, let's try it again.
A lot goes into being the best. The same is true of the products they choose to play with. Rawlings.
All right, that's more like it. Let's try it again.
A never-ending commitment to excellence.
Into the windup and the pitch. Hit to center field. Still going back. Way back. It's gone. Home run.
College Baseball 1993. It's a brutal battle for the NCAA's #1 ranking. From coast to coast and conference to conference, don't miss the nation's top teams. It's the excitement of America's favorite game, played by tomorrow's major leaguers. Saturday at 3 Eastern on most prime affiliates.
What time is it? Time for NBA action. A high-flying hoop show that's on top of the game. Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game. You get it all. Delivers. The hottest players and teams. Less than a second. Your favorite personalities.
There's Dominic.
Yes! And the greatest plays of the week. All this and more coming your way in NBA action.
Every week on Prime.
She hit her ponytail, but that doesn't really count. That was just a good block by Whiting.
Shelly Sheets played her high school ball at Kennedy High School. She set 23 school records. How did she get to be such a great free throw shooter? She shot 100 free throws every single day while she was in high school.
So you think these players aren't dedicated just as much as the men? These women are really dedicated to their game.
No, I didn't say that. Don't blame that on me.
No, I didn't say you said it.
Shelly is very dedicated.
Not unlike the rest of these players on the court. A lot of minutes on their own, just developing their skills.
Kate Pay in at the point. Kelsey for 2. And a good, solid rebound by Sharice King was in there. She's a senior out of Colorado Springs. She gives them good, powerful minutes off the bench.
Absolutely. Went right after that rebound.
scoring here. 26-18. Colorado hanging around. It looked like Stanford might blow the Buffs out of the water. Little hook shot. Nicely done. Number 50, Abby Works, getting a bucket.
And Abby's game has been a little soft, and that hook shot is inconsistent for her at best, but I liked it that time.
Charging. Kate Pay picks up the foul. Good defense by Colorado.
Now, Kate Pay is trying to create a little offense, and that is good help defense. She came from the weak side to help.
7:43 to go. Stanford led big early, but Colorado coming on 26-20. This is an NCAA Productions telecast.
Stand by for what may be the most incredible guarantee ever offered in women's golf. If you're a woman and enjoy the game of golf, there's something you can use to improve your game. It's Golf for Women, the magazine that helps you cut strokes off your game and enjoy each round more. Now you can get a full year for only $14.97. Each issue is packed with stroke-saving instructional tips, equipment reviews that tell you about innovations to help your game, plus articles on fashion, fitness, travel, and more. One full year, only $14.97. If you order right now, you'll get your second year free. That's 2 years for the price of one. And here's our lifetime guarantee. If Golf for Women magazine doesn't cut strokes off your game, improve your swing and enjoyment of golf, we'll refund the full subscription price. Call now to get 2 full years of Golf for Women for only $14.97. Your second year is free. Order now for yourself or a friend. Call 1-800-522-5333.
The action never stops with lacrosse. Matching strength and skill in an all-out battle between strategy, power, and precision. The Major Indoor Lacrosse League. It's a hit.
Major Indoor Lacrosse Playoff Game, Monday on Prime.
And Colorado's still in this game. They're hanging around 20-26, like you said, Chris, but it's good defense like this. Position, bam. She gets the offensive call. And they practice that all the time. In fact, their defensive drills probably consume a lot more time than their offensive drills. And they're not afraid to hit the floor.
Colorado, the 5th in the nation in scoring defense, only allowing 56 points a game. Stanford getting some second chances, doing a good job on the glass. Now Stephanie Mack with the ball. Colorado has cut the Stanford lead to 6. And a chance there, a big one for Charisse King. She missed the layup. Pretty good pass. Yeah, she said, nice pass.
She's gonna cringe like, oh, I should have made that.
King going to, another chance. She touched it. Did the ref see it? It looked like it hit King's fingers.
Kate Pay hit it off her leg, actually.
So a nice play by Pay. And now Pay and Goodenbauer in there. So on the bench is Hedgepeth. No, check that. Hedgepeth is in there. So Stanford going small with a 3-guard lineup. And Whiting and Hemmer as Whiting hits again. Val Whiting, 8 points. One of the Naismith nominees. If you saw our earlier game, Cheryl Swoops doing her thing for 33 points. You can compare her to Val Whiting as a possible Player of the Year candidate.
And I think all the Player of the Years have good inside-outside game. We've had a look at Whiting pounding away, and that was the first time you get to see her take a little 12-footer.
Second foul on Hemmer. Charisse King goes out. Jamila Lang's back in, and here comes Anita Kaplan, 6'5" sophomore from Del Mar, New York. Her idols, Bill Russell and George Mikan.
And this is going to create a dilemma for the Colorado defense. You've got a 6'5" center, and you've got 6'3" Whiting. So they're really going to have a mismatch. Great look.
Stanford, they're letting people fly open.
Yeah.
There are players open in there.
The weak side defense is really giving up the back door here. Now that's a sweet dime and a deliberate foul there to not get the 3-point play.
Lang averaging 9.5 points off the bench. She led the team in scoring last year at 14.5, but she's been bothered by injuries. Plus with some new players in there like Shelly Sheets and some of the other players that have stepped up their scoring. She doesn't have to score quite as much, I should say.
Her story, I think, is that she's had a strong second half. The first half of the season, she was at best inconsistent, and now...
And that's going to be a foul on Kate. No, make that on Christy Hedgepeth. Right in front of us, Hedgepeth took and pushed Shelly Sheets.
And this always happens to you in basketball. You get fouled, but you get caught on the second foul. She was being held on the cut, and she went to push, so she was burned, not by the first foul, but by the second.
Hedgepeth goes out, and McMurdo comes back in. McMurdo, number 31. And at the line, Shelly Sheets. 6:46 to play here in the first half. 28-21 Stanford leading by 7. Sheets already with 12.
Isn't she automatic? She just sets it there. She's got good rhythm, good knee bounce. Boom, automatic.
What? Sheets perfect at the line so far. 4 for 4. And now 5 for 5 as she makes 2. 28-23. The lead cut to 5. Colorado trying to claw back on the strength of its defense. Now Pay being challenged by Sheets.
Doing a really good job on that player-to-player defense. Really good job.
Tough outside.
I think the confidence on Colorado is getting higher and higher.
Whiting back out.
Shot clock becoming a factor.
7 seconds. Whiting turn in and out. And Stanford is there once again. Their Stanford guards very, very active. They go after the ball. Goodenbauer. So far, they haven't been able to get the ball into Kaplan. Number 54, Jamila Lang, doing a great job fronting her. See her right in the middle of the key. She got it. A defensive steal for Colorado.
Just as you called her name, it was almost like she was hearing you, Chris. Yes, she was doing a good job fronting, and she was trying to lob it over the back, and Pay with a soft lob that didn't get over.
The closest Colorado has been is 5 points at 19-14. Stanford led 10-zip to open it up. Stanford cut it down right here. Sheets, drive, charging. Her first foul.
And what a defensive battle we've got here. Look at last time we saw the Colorado Buck player take the offensive charge, and now you see Whiting come in, get stationary, and take her one.
Both coaches substituting very liberally. Mindy Henry is back in. Decel Thomas is back in. There's Henry, number 25. We are at altitude, 3,000 feet here in Missoula, Montana. Players huffing and puffing just a bit.
At this level, everybody's in great shape. They've had 30-plus games or getting near that, and they've really gotten in shape.
Goodenbauer can't hit, and the rebound to Henry. So Colorado, once again, trailing by 5, 28-23, 5:19 to play until halftime. Decel Thomas, she's only taken 3 3-pointers as Henry jams up and in. She's Colorado's most versatile player, and suddenly Stanford's lead has been cut to 3, 28-25. 5 minutes to play. Henry has 6. Whiting forces and hits.
Clutch. I think you call that a clutch player. Colorado's making a little run there, putting together some good defensive, offensive sequences. Now look, this is what Val Whiting, her strength is. Pump fake, player on her arm, and still has the upper body strength to complete the bucket. That is just really discipline on Val's part, not to just take the first shot available.
Jamila Lang has 2 fouls. Whiting at the line with 10 points. She is the all-time Pac-10 scoring and rebounding leader. She passed USC's Sherry Nelson. She passed Oregon's Stephanie Kaspersky, the tall one, in rebounds. And Whiting looking like she's going for a big game today.
She does. She has her game face on.
Full court pressure, 31-25 is our score. And we're going to have a holding foul on Stephanie Mack. Mack gets her first. And Abby Werf's going to check back in. So lots of subs, maybe situation substitution by Seal Berry.
A lot more frequently than I thought that Coach Berry would substitute.
There's Worse. She's a senior from Lapine, Oregon. As Mack is at the line. Mack also a senior, a very veteran Colorado team. This team has been built from the ground floor up. And give a lot of credit to Seal Berry in her 10th season, the Colorado coach. It's a terrific team. 31-26 score remains. Whiting, a no jumping rebound. And give the ball to Goodenbauer. 4:48 to go. Stanford by 5. Some banging inside, and Kaplan can't believe it.
She really is stunned because the contact on her, and here it is, another retaliation.
It is brutal in there.
That is getting caught.
Her second foul.
And so what you have to do is to compensate for that is to move your feet more. Don't use your elbows and upper body. Move your feet to get around the offensive player.
Stanford with 7 team fouls. Going to look at some banging inside. Look at this.
She gave her an elbow at the neck. Now, it's no wonder she was caught on that, but I think she was trying to set the tempo there inside.
Well, Kaplan is from New York, so she learned rough play the easy way. They have learned that move from the New York Knickerbockers.
And we know what a finesse club they are.
They certainly are. Henry makes one as Colorado hanging right in. Scrambling rebound, Mack had it. It flies to Kelsey, who's back in. And now Stanford will set it up, leading by 4, 31-27. Just over 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. Chris Marlowe, along with Debbie Gore. In a very intense first half. A lot of contact. McMurdo down the lane, missed it. Chris McMurdo, she is going to Vanderbilt Medical School after she finishes her career, and she kind of sliced her way right down the middle on that one, didn't she?
She's really beating her player with a good pump fake, and when she gets in the air, it's going to the bucket. And if we get rid of that scoop and go ahead and kiss it off the glass, she'd have herself some points.
Stanford by 4, 31-27.
There's Goodenbauer showing you her floor leadership, getting everybody set.
Wirfs is matched up against Val Whiting. 50 against 52, banging and shoving. Whiting, little dish to McMurdo, who scores. So Chris McMurdo, lately rebounding very well. She puts it in her 6th point, 33-27 now. Stanford's lead back up to 6.
And don't let them get that high-low combination together. Chris Mack is a 5th-year senior. Val is a senior. They played together for years, and they played that high-low excellent.
Pass got away from Colorado. Now Stanford. 3.5 minutes to play. 33-27 lead for the Cardinal. The Cardinal, the defending NCAA champs, one of the #1 seeds in the country. The #1 seeded team in the West. Hay. Nice dish to Kelsey. And Hay going to pick up the reaching foul. Good block out. Colorado does a nice job of sealing off their players. Stanford's getting some second chances, but they really have to work to get in there.
They are, and they are working hard to earn those baskets, and I think that's why Colorado's still in this game.
Coming back in now, Sharice King, an academic All-America in the Big 8. And going to the free throw line will be D.C. Thomas. She was the San Antonio, Texas Player of the Year. They say she's the best athlete on the team. She's going to get a lot more playing time. You look at her numbers. 5 points a game. Looks like she's got a very nice touch.
She is just she's a real quick player, and I like she needs to get a little more arsenal here, but I like her first step and her drive to the basket. She just doesn't use it enough.
So DC makes a couple. Timeout call, 3:15 to go here in the first half. Stanford 33, Colorado 29.
What a mess. Trails, tracks, spills, stains. This carpet has had it. But wait, introducing No Wet Wonder Foam, the miracle carpet cleaner. Here's a real test. Sump oil, shoe polish, soot, crayon, and stove black. Wonder Foam is super concentrated, only a capful to 10 ounces of water. Now with your special applicator, dip and squeeze. Wonder Foam works gently and ingests every granule of soil. It's a scientific breakthrough that lets you clean any carpet without wetting. No Wet Wonder Foam can be yours on this special TV offer for $14.95, or save $10 and order 2 for $5 more. That's 2 for $19.95, and we'll include the applicator. If Wonder Foam doesn't work this effectively, we'll gladly refund your money.
Call toll-free 1-800-554-9292 U.S. or Canada, or send $14.95 for 1 bottle, $19.95 for 2 bottles, plus $5.95 shipping to No Wet Wonder Foam, P.O. Box 667, Georgetown, Connecticut.
It's college hockey madness as the nation's powerhouses collide in NCAA tournament action.
Moves in on Dunham. Scores! There's a chance now. Here's Rick Barina cutting in. Barina fires. He scores! Rick Barina!
Here's a shot by Lake Superior wins.
NCAA Championship Semifinals, Thursday on Prime.
This telecast is presented by authority of the NCAA. Any use of this program without written consent is prohibited. The announcers for this program have been approved and contracted by NCAA Productions. Take a look at something new. It'll be in effect all next year, but it's in effect in this game. New backboards. They are 6 inches shorter than last year. New nets. In fact, they changed the nets a couple of times. Teams didn't like the first nets they put up a couple of days ago. The nets were swishing up and hooking on the rim, thus preventing. Stanford was very concerned. This has been a rough physical game. If you just joined us, 3 minutes to play here in the first half, 33-29. Stanford leads Colorado. Stanford led by 10 to open it up, 10-zip. But Colorado has hung right around.
And then what you're going to see Hemmer do is give a little ball fake here and then dribble drive to the basket. Well, actually here we're seeing Kelsey bounce her player off. And this feed here is a hip and a knee, which causes Hemmer to hit the ground.
Hemmer got that one. Rachel Hemmer, she averages about 11 points a game, but she shoots 51% of the field. She has 6. And once again, Stanford's lead back up to 6.
And Hemmer gets her buckets in bunches.
Yep.
She plays real hard minutes, and then she'll go to the bench, and she'll get some buckets, and she'll go to the bench. So that's how she compensates for her conditioning.
Missing inside. Nice rebound by King. Score! So good offensive rebound work. Whiting is down, but now she's up 2:18, remaining 35-31. Stanford ahead by 4.
And almost every possession, somebody goes to the floor. A lot of contact.
I thought you said Stanford was a finesse team.
Well, they'll play to the caliber of whoever's on the floor with them.
Hemmer again. Count it.
And I told you she gets them in bunches. She had that last 2. She's getting ready to get another 3 here.
Second foul on King.
Now let's see how they're creating this. And her player comes running into the picture. Nice follow through and concentration. A lot of players would be affected and have their shots hit the rim or go long. Stayed with it. Gonna hit a 3-pointer.
Abby Werfs comes in, number 50. Hemmer at the line with 8 points. Colorado really hanging in on the strength of its free throw shooting. 10 of 12. Stanford just 2 for 2. Good free throw shooting.
10 points from the free throw line.
Good block out once again by Colorado. 2 minutes to go. First half, 37-31. Chris Marlowe, Debbie Gore. Texas Tech has already won. Tech will play the winner of this one. Tremendous performance by Texas Tech as they eliminate the Southern California Lady Trojans. Thomas. Not a 3-point shooter yet.
5 seconds.
Cheats. Yes! Shelley cheats for 3.
Wow.
And suddenly Stanford's lead cut back to 3. Stanford has led by 10 twice. And this Colorado defense is as fine a defense as I've seen all year. They really pressure.
Substitution for Stanford.
Chris McMurdo back in. Rachel Hemmer going out. McMurdo, number 31. Sheets now has 17 points.
Unbelievable. In the first half. What's he going to do in the second half?
Get more.
And this defense has exactly been able to affect the Stanford offense. They haven't been able to do what they want, and they've had to earn their bucket. So this is exactly what Colorado
Look at the
needed.
pressure on the out of bounds. They get after everything. Minute 20 to go. 37-34, Stanford still leads. Colorado has never led.
Now Whiting looking for the ball, calling for the ball.
And Whiting going to draw the foul. Boy, Whiting is so good at creating. Not only does she get the ball, but she can move around and create her own shots.
Yeah, watch the body English on this. Now she's going to put the ball on the ground just to slightly get around her player, and then the body English in the air whoops around.
Second foul on Abby Werfs, the starting Colorado center. And at the line is Whiting. She's a 70%er. Now a senior out of Wilmington, Delaware. Interestingly, Stanford has players from 10 states on the squad and only 2 players from California.
Yeah, they're a national team, no doubt. They got players from everywhere. Now Whiting, interesting enough, too, is another doctor in the making. She wants to go to medical school, maybe after a year of playing overseas.
She's the doctor of bruceology so far in this one. Administering some pain and putting up some big numbers. Val Whiting now with 13 points. Good move. Jamila Lang creating inside. 52 seconds to go. 39-36. Once again, the lead is 3, and Colorado, relentless, will not let up. Once again, 25-second shot clock in women's basketball. If you're not familiar.
Good move. Trying to set up the offense. She's having problems getting her wing player coming out.
10 on the clock. Down the middle of the Whiting. Here she comes. She may have traveled. She did. And Colorado can tie it up right here with a 3.
And it's real obvious that Stanford's just going inside. They're going to make Colorado stop it if they can.
18 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Colorado with one final shot perhaps. Stanford by 3, 39-36. Of course, I think you want Shelly Sheets to take it. She does. It's off the mark. Rebound. And a block shot in there by McMurdo. And that will do it. So a very intense first half of basketball. Semifinal number 2. Stanford led by 10, but Colorado has fought back at the half. 39-36. The Cardinal by 3.
This is the machine. You've seen it. Thousands have been sold. It's the Double Burner. 2 great aerobic workouts in one great machine. Step up to smoother thighs and a firmer buttocks. Cross-country ski your way to higher energy and a shapelier body. Just 20 minutes of the Double Burner 3 times a week puts you back in the game. Boost your metabolism so you burn more calories and look trimmer. Thousands of Double Burners have been sold to people just like you, and they're looking and feeling livelier than ever. That's a new and improved Slimmer You. 2 great exercisers, 1 great machine for 1 great you. And the Double Burner can be yours for just 3 $43 payments. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. Don't wait. Have your credit card ready and call now for rush delivery.
Don't send any money. Just call 1-800-257-7979. We'll bill your credit card 3 monthly payments of only $43 plus shipping and handling. To order your Double Burner, call 1-800-257-7979.
Nobody brings you more blow-by-blow boxing than Prime.
Oh, nailed again with the right and the left.
We take you ringside across the U.S.
Edwards is on wobbly leg. Set to go down, and he does. He has landed on the table right in front of us.
We cover the blockbusters in Europe.
That's a better punch. That hurt him at last. Bruno got through a punch that hurt him, and he's come out almost on troublemaker.
Knock yourself out with boxing on Prime.
Back in Missoula, Montana, we're at halftime. Stanford leading Colorado 39-36. Chris Marlowe back with Debbie Gore. A very interesting first half of basketball. Stanford jumped out 10-0, led by 10 twice, but Colorado's defense really turned it around, and the scoring of Shelly Sheets.
Yeah, once Sheets started going to the basket, and they made that first basket because I think they were kind of intimidated. They were in the ball game, and they absolutely have affected Stanford with their defense, and it's kind of caused them to turn the ball over. So they're doing what they need to do to be in this ball game.
Shelly Sheets with 17 first half points. She is as good as advertised. Stanford getting a lot of shots inside. They're really pounding the boards.
And they're going to keep doing that. Val Michelle Whiting is really strong on the post, and I don't think one player can stop her. So maybe at halftime, the coach, Seal Berry, makes some adjustments in double teams and forces them to kick it out.
Those will be the double teams. What do you do of your Stanford?
Well, I think you got to keep shooting and not be hesitant in doing that, and their defense has to create some more turnovers. They're crashing the backboards well, so that's a strength for them. So I think they're going to have to just create more on offense.
All right, it's just like mythology, David and Goliath. Goliath came out slugging, but David hanging right in there. 39-36. Stanford leads Colorado at the half.
It's Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Getaway, far away, hide away, this away, take away, that away. Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Now you got a way to get away. Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Win away to paradise on a Windjammer barefoot cruise. Just look for this display to win. Then get away with Silver Bullet Smooth Coors Light, the right beer now. Win away, right away, Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Now we got a way to get away. Wake on!
Are coming over tonight.
Hank Williams Jr., he was born to boogie.
Get down on you, baby. I ain't no rookie. I was put in a party and I was born to boogie.
Now available for the first time ever, Hank 22. 22 of Hank's biggest hits from his gold and platinum career.
Family tradition, there's a tear in my beer, whiskey bent and hellbound.
Hank 22 includes the Monday Night Football Boogie.
Are you ready to rock?
If you don't agree that this is the ultimate Bocephus collection, just return it and you will get your money back.
Plus, Hank will send the first 50,000 callers the words to these songs, free. Call toll-free 1-800-522-5333. That's 1-800-522-5333. Or send check or money order to Hank 22, Department P, P.O. Box 4943, Omaha, Nebraska, 68104.
Pro tennis is booming, and one show puts you at center court with the hottest players on the circuit. From the incredible shots to inside interviews, you'll get it all on the IBM ATP Tour Magazine. Every week on Prime.
Back at the West Regional semifinal, Stanford leading Colorado at the half, 39-36. You know, there are many interesting issues ahead for the NCAA. Let's now explore some of those upcoming challenges that lie ahead.
I don't think there's any doubt that the NCAA is committed to doing whatever it can do to help institutions achieve equity in their programs. We think this is very important. In fact, we've appointed a special task force to deal with this.
The task force is looking at ways that the association can assure that opportunities are available for young women in intercollegiate sports. The objective of the task force is to assure that the association makes no rules or any practice or policy which would inhibit an institution from complying with federal law and simply principles of what's fair to young women.
I don't think any women administrator or a woman coach would really want to take anyone's funds away from them or to destroy a program such as football in the nation. I think that basically what we're trying to say is the fact that we want an opportunity for the women to compete on an equal level in terms of scholarships and opportunities for performance.
I want to see women provided with an opportunity to compete and to excel. I think at Tennessee that we've been a front runner in supporting women's athletics. And the administration many years ago said we want to provide the student athletes, the female athletes as well as the male athletes, with an opportunity to compete. And we have fortunately been given the adequate funding to do that and to do it on a national level and in a very competitive fashion. So maybe I've been spoiled and maybe I can't relate to what some others have felt, but I think it's only fair that men and women have an equal opportunity to go out and compete.
The primary thing right now in the nation is the support of the presidents. I think the presidents of the universities have to really take a stand and tell them tell us whether or not they are in favor of gender equity. The opportunity for females to have equal participation in athletic competition.
The focus of the task force has been a very positive one in terms of trying to find ways of expanding opportunities without affecting the opportunities available to men. One of the biggest challenges is the economic challenge in trying to understand how to afford the kind of opportunities the task force is discussing. And it's fair to say that we don't have those solutions. We are talking about different, unique, and creative ways of attempting to finance. Institutions will have to come to grips with that as well as the association. Higher education has a responsibility to do what is right, and opportunities for women is one of those things which is right and fair. And as a part of higher education, the National Association has that same responsibility to assure fairness, to assure that we are providing in a way that is fair and equitable. I have every confidence that the association will find that right route and will provide the kind of leadership it should be providing for our member institutions. And I think that the future looks very bright in terms of increased opportunities for women, and I think you're going to see wonderful competitive opportunities there that are going to be embraced by the population as well as young student athletes.
Okay, we're coming back. More halftime activities. 39-36, Stanford leads Colorado. Stay with us. This is an NCAA Productions telecast.
The game of basketball requires hard work. But you need to work even harder to succeed in life. Life is no game. Make smart decisions. Don't use drugs.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
From Red Grange to the modern grace of Olympian Tracy Corkins, the flavor and pageantry of all 21 men's and women's collegiate sports come alive at the NCAA Visitor Center. Come celebrate the magic moments in college sports at the NCAA Visitor Center, open year-round in Kansas City.
It's all here. The teams, the coaches, the history, the excitement of the 1993 NCAA Women's Final Four. To receive your copy of the official souvenir program, send $7 to NCAA Programs, 904 North Broadway, Lexington, Kentucky, 40505. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery.
Back in Montana at the half, Stanford leading Colorado by 3. Earlier tonight, Cheryl Swoops had 33 points to lead Texas Tech to a win over USC. She is our special guest. She's standing by with Debbie Gore. Debbie?
The regional finals Saturday night.
Texas Tech had a great game tonight. You guys, the outside shooting was unbelievable, and I know you've had a good time playing with Krista Kirkland and Noelle Johnson. What do you think of their game?
Oh gosh, I think Krista came out tonight and she played really well, and she definitely played hard. And you know, Noelle came out. I think she did a great job handling the ball, especially at the end when they came out in the press. And you know, I wasn't surprised, but I think Krista did a great job tonight. And I think she just came out and wanted to take charge because you know, we were here last year and we got beat, and we just came in with the attitude that, you know, we weren't going to get beat this year. So I think they all did a great job today.
Well, and you had a good game in your own right, and you're up for a lot of awards, especially the Player of the Year. What does that mean? I know you have the team concept, but what would that mean for you to get the Naismith Player of the Year award?
Oh gosh, first of all, you know, just to even be considered as you know, one of the top players for the award, that means so much to me because there are just so many great players in the nation. And you know, I'm sitting here now watching Val Whiting and Shelly Sheets and Lisa Leslie, and you know, just even be in the top 5 with those, I think that says a lot for, you know, women's basketball, because there are so many great players out there. And God, if I received that award, I think that would just be tops. That would just mean so much to me if I did receive that award.
Well, you talked about this Colorado-Stanford game a little bit. Anyone you prefer to play?
Not really. you know, we played Stanford last year, and we got beat by 12, and I think, you know, the experience had a lot to do with that. And since we were here last year, you know, I think we're ready for that. And, you know, Colorado has a great team, and I think no matter who we end up playing on Saturday, we're going to have to be ready to play because they both have a great team.
Good. Here's some highlight of your game earlier. USC is a good team, and here you are on the outside. Comment a little bit on what you're thinking when you're driving.
Well, first of all, I really don't know if we were behind or ahead at that point, you know, but I think whenever we get behind, I just, you know, feel like I get that in my mind that, you know, I'm going to take the ball to the hole, and I'm either going to draw the foul or I'm going to score. And at that point in the game, I guess I was kind of on the roll. I was feeling it because I didn't want to get beat tonight. And, you know, I think we kind of stepped up and took control.
So when you're feeling it, you just kind of go with it, and I'm sure your coach lets you do that. Well, congratulations on a great win, and good luck tomorrow night.
All right, Cheryl Swoops, a tremendous athlete, certainly one of the finalists for the Naismith Award. But another woman, Val Whiting, has her Stanford team ahead, 39-36. Stay with us. More coming up.
I don't like my gray hair, but I'm nervous about changing it. Suppose I don't like the results.
Discover Youth Hair. See if you don't call it a better way to get rid of gray. With Youth Hair, there's no mixing, no peroxide, no gloves or mess, no shades to match, and best of all, no sudden change. Youth Hair gives you soft, natural-looking color gradually, unnoticeably. Youth Hair. Call now for more information and money-saving coupons.
The Faces of Prime Network, a collection of expressions revealing the game's hidden truths, concentration, and determination, the will to win, and the strength to never give up, even when defeat is staring you down. It's pure joy and satisfaction of overcoming insurmountable odds and complete frustration after coming up short. The Faces of Prime Network. It's where you really see the game.
America's top collegians gather for the NCAA Conference Championships. What makes a champion? Find out with the country's most comprehensive coverage, including baseball, men's and women's basketball, hockey, track and field, swimming and diving, gymnastics and wrestling. Conference crowns from the nation's premier leagues are at stake as top schools send their bets, and the best come to win. Don't miss the action on Prime Network.
It's the best in women's college basketball. Brought to you in part by Rawlings Sporting Goods Company, maker of the official ball of NCAA basketball championships. 39-36, Stanford leading Colorado at halftime here in Missoula, Montana. Let's take a look at the scoring leaders. First for Colorado, Sheets with 17, but she needs to get more support. Henry, Lang, and Max 6-3 and 3. Now over to Stanford, Whiting with 13, Hemmer with 8, Hedgepeth with 7. And halftime stats. Stanford shooting well, Colorado 44%. Free throwing, Colorado 10 free throws made. And interestingly, Colorado out-rebounding Stanford at this moment 14-11. That says something about the smaller Lady Buffs doing a job. So it's up to Colorado to come out a little better than it did at the start of the game. Sheets had 17, and her first shot is off the mark.
Well, I think that rebounding is a matter of desire because it's all about going and crashing to the boards, and they have focused on that, and it's paying off.
Foul goes on number 42, Amy Mathern, her first. Boy, she's really undersized in there, and she has to battle. She said at the media luncheon, hey, I have to play against a 6-footer or a 6'2" person every time. It doesn't bother me.
That's right. She's used to it, and she's got a big heart, and she can do that.
Hedgepeth, Hemmer, McMurdo, Goodenbauer, and Whiting starting 5. Hemmer wide open, and she missed it.
But that is a good look. See, now that was the weak side backdoor that Colorado was getting against Stanford, and now Stanford exploiting that.
Fouls on Mindy Henry. And Hemmer will go to the line. Second team foul on Colorado. And Hemmer She's a 71% free throw shooter. Interestingly, Tara Vanderveer, she said, was quoted as saying, I couldn't shoot a lick, so I recruit shooters when I go out now. First thing I look for is good shooters.
And everybody on this team shoots.
Yeah.
Not with the expertise that Texas Tech does, though. I mean, they have got some accuracy I have not seen ever, but Stanford is a good field goal percentage team.
40 to 36. From the outside, Mindy Henry hits a deuce. She has 9 points now. 40-38. Colorado within 2.
And Henry does that all the time. The free throw area is really a bucket area for her, so I don't think that she's out of sync way outside just because she's 6'3".
Stanford jumped out 10-0 at the outset. Colorado, this is as close as the Bucks have been. Colorado has never led. They could get that lead right now. Shelley Sheets, the sophomore, running the attack with 17. Stop and hits. Colorado has tied it up at 40.
Stanford has to find an answer for Sheets right now. They've got to get a defensive stopper on her so that she can't just go to the bucket at will. Goodenbauer cannot stay with her.
You said that sometimes Stanford has lapses. Colorado trying to take advantage. Goodenbauer wide open for 3, and she connects. Stanford regains the lead now, 43 to 40. Goodenbauer now with 8.
What a great game we have. Colorado really has come to play. Making an exciting challenge for Stanford. No easy cakewalk to that Final Four.
Texas Tech has already won. And they call an offensive foul, I believe, on number 25, Mindy Henry. That's her 3rd, so trouble for the Lady Buffs.
And I think they're trying to get control of the game, I think, by not allowing these flagrant elbows to go flying and people to get hurt. So the refs are definitely intentionally making sure those inside players are protected.
Kate Pay comes in. Seal Berry did not like that call. She is the head coach for Colorado. Colorado losses this year at Oklahoma, Nebraska, and a double overtime loss to Kansas. So the Big 8 very competitive this year, although Colorado clearly the best team. Goodenbauer, her 2nd three-pointer. Oh, Molly Goodenbauer, she is so clutch. She racks up 6 points, and suddenly Stanford back up 46-40.
And she's one of the nation's leader in hitting 9 three-pointers, so she can keep filling it up.
And Seal Berry calls a quick timeout. So Colorado down 46-40 with 17:47 to go. We'll take timeout.
It's Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Getaway, far away, hide away, this away, take away, that away. Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Now you got a way to get away. Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Win away to paradise on a Windjammer barefoot cruise. Just look for this display to win. Then get away with Silver Bullet Smooth Coors Light, the right beer now. Win away, right away, Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Now we got a way to get away. Wake on!
A free back-to-back home run offer from the Sporting News. Home run number 1, a free home run video. The power, the glory. Major League Baseball and the Sporting News have created a new video, the 50 greatest home runs in baseball history. And it's absolutely free with your paid subscription. The myth makers, the record breakers, they're all here, and they're all yours when you subscribe to the Sporting News, but only if you call this number for this amazing TV offer. Home run number 2, 4 free issues of the Sporting News. You'll get 4 free issues of great baseball, football, basketball, and hockey coverage. If you like it, you'll get 27 more issues at this great TV price. If not, just write cancel on the bill and owe nothing. The 4 issues are yours to keep. Remember, you'll get the 50 greatest home runs video and 4 issues of the Sporting News absolutely free. So call this number now and get your free back-to-back home runs.
Under 18 minutes to play. 46-40. Stanford leading Colorado. Chris Marlowe and Debbie Gore and the fans from Colorado a little concerned right now. Their team had tied it up at 40, but Molly Goodenbauer, the point guard for Stanford, made 2 consecutive three-pointers, and now the Stanford lead has ballooned back up to 6. Those three-pointers can really kill you mentally. I mean, 6 points is 6 points, but just seeing him drop in. Sheets again. Shelley Sheets is a prime-time player. She has 21 points.
And now she has done that play 3 consecutive times down, and I'm telling you, Stanford has to find an answer for that.
I don't blame her. I'd do it again. She's
until
making
they can stop you. Absolutely, until they can stop you.
Back door. And it's going to be a block. The block will go on Mathern. It appeared that Mathern was there as Pay drove hard.
Well, we'll get a better look here. This is a good backdoor cut. And I don't think so. I think that Christy Hedgepeth was airborne, and then Mathern snuck up underneath her.
So Hedgepeth will shoot 2. Mathern picks up the foul, her second. And Christy Hedgepeth, junior from Thomasville, North Carolina, makes the first. That's her 12th free throw without a miss. She hasn't missed since the Washington game when she missed 2 technicals. She's not shooting the technicals anymore. Goodenbauer is, and Hedgepeth misses. So she made 12 in a row. And Kate Pay, good rebound, hustle, 47-42. And Colorado bats it away for a moment. Boy, Colorado's defense stingy. Both teams' defense stingy. It's a 5-point Stanford lead. And Hemmer says, set it up. 10 on the clock. Pay wide open. And she hits. Kate Pay's brother, John Pay, a 4-year starter at quarterback for Stanford. I was talking to John Pay, her father, today, and he said, well, my mother, Evelyn, is watching up in Grass Valley, California. Sometimes she can't tell the difference between Kate Pay and Christy Hedgepeth.
Yeah,
I said, hey, Mr. Pay, I don't know. I know what you're talking about. So she's a very interested spectator. I'd like to wish her well, as Hemmer has the rebound, and Stanford with a 7-point lead, 49-42. Played 3.5 minutes into the second half.
Stanford really looking to go inside now, strictly.
Whiting pushed off. She got caught. Her second.
And that is a good defensive post-up move. Unless you swing that elbow way out, I don't think that's a necessary call, but Val got caught that time.
Shelly Sheets, sophomore, running the attack for Colorado. It's a 7-point Stanford lead. Jamila Lang, she has played beautifully.
She has given them really productive minutes off the bench. I'm surprised about her game plan, her game today.
Good outside shooters. That's 5 points for her, but she's gotten a number of important rebounds, and she's got the toughest job in this arena, guarding Val Whiting. Goodenbauer's way off the mark, and once again, another hustling rebound. Whiting!
Oh! Did she bank that? Don't you have to call those?
He banked it. A 3-pointer, 16 for Whiting. 15.5 minutes to play, 52-44. Stanford by 8. Lang going to the rack, and she looks great. Jamila Lang hits again, and she's got 7.
That was a really good, strong move, and I think her confidence, as you can see, is rising, too, as she's being able to score against the All-American Val Whiting.
You're wondering about Whiting's bank shot. Goodenbauer's shot did not hit the iron, so there was no reset. Another scoring shot from Rachel Hemmer. She breaks into double figures. She now has 11.
And this is that balance that Coach Berry was concerned about, that even if you shut down one player, somebody else picks up the slack.
54-46. Stanford up by 8.
And now you'll see that Pay is guarding Sheets because she is the better defensive player on the floor.
Now going to go against Mindy Henry. We'd like to welcome those of you that have been watching the Midwest Regional, Stephen F. Austin and Vanderbilt. That score just in, Vandy wins it 59-56. So a close win for Vanderbilt over Stephen F. Austin. Chris Marlowe and Debbie Gore here in the Western Region semifinal number 2. Texas Tech won the first game by 20 over Southern Cal. And here Stanford is leading Colorado with just under 15 minutes to go. 54-46. Stanford started out fast. Was leading 10-0. Colorado fought back at the half. It was 39-36. Colorado tied it at 40, but then Molly Goodenbauer made 2 3-pointers. And the strength right now of Stanford as Kate Pay makes the steal. Stanford still ahead. So a tremendous defensive play by Kate Pay. And
let me tell you about Kate Pay. She's a walk-on player. And her role on this team is defense. And you're going to see somebody just create a little tip on the ball and then tenacity to stay with it and go to the basket, and Sheets here forcing the foul. But she is a walk-on player, and she earned her scholarship her freshman year, and now I think she's in line to inherit that point guard position from Goodenbauer.
5'8" sophomore from Woodside, California. They still talk about the Virginia semifinal last year. Stanford down by 8. Pay hadn't played a minute. She went in, hit a runner off the baseline, then a couple of threes. And Stanford came back and beat the Cavaliers, went on to win the NCAA title. So Kate Pay, a tough competitor. 14.5 minutes remaining. 54-46, Stanford by 8.
And there she is, putting it on Sheets.
It's a banging inside. If it's on Whiting, it's 3. Let's see.
Big Hedgepeth is... Oh, Goodenbauer. Boy. Everything off the ball is really getting caught.
Goodenbauer, her second, the team's 5th, out of bounds, Colorado. Sheets for 3. A little long, and Whiting has another rebound. Val Whiting, 13 points in the first half. Pay, way off the mark. And Decel Thomas goes after it, and Colorado comes up with it. Relentless pressure by both teams. Sheets was out just briefly in the first half. She doesn't get much rest. Leads Colorado in minutes, points, assists, Hart.
Well, people like Shelly Sheets wants to be in a game against a national champ. They want to play against the best, and that's what she's doing. Playing her best against the best.
We'll bring it back out. Goodenbauer from NBA distance. And Colorado comes up with it. 13.5 minutes remaining. 54-46, score remains. Lead stays at 8. Well, it's tough to play this pace. This way you have to sub. If you play defense this hard, you cannot play the whole game, I don't think.
And you know that your shooting is going to be a little off because you're exerting so much effort on the defensive end.
Works.
That flying hook just makes the bench.
Yeah. I think Wirfs was trying to pick up the foul on Whiting.
No, that hook actually is part of her arsenal. That's one of the shots that she goes to all the time. And the problem with the hook is that it's just a little soft. Technique is just a little bit off, so it doesn't land as much as it should for her.
Back in comes Stephanie Mack. And going out, Abby Wirfs. Also sitting down, Sharice King. Look at Val Whiting. Look at the pace in this game. Got a bang against Jamila Lang, and she is huffing and puffing, but she stays right in there. You know, there's some coaches when their star players really huffing and puffing. As Thomas, a near steal, they won't even look at the player. So when the player signals, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it."
You got to stay in there. Keep fighting.
Seal Berry, she won the first 15 games this year. That broke the Colorado school record held by the men's team back in 1941 and 42. So a lot of interest on the campus. Colorado averaged 3,500 fans this year. They had 9,500 for the UC Santa Barbara game, which they were very impressive. So Goodenbauer, and not a smart foul. That's 3 on Goodenbauer.
And not only that, but they were running that shot clock down, and so they were going to have to put up a hurried shot. So there was no reason for that reach. And look, everybody, there's just so much contact. There's contact there, and she dives for the ball.
Ouch.
Contact there, and now Molly Goodenbauer is going to come around the back.
Boy, that's a pretty good looking steal.
And reach for the ball.
But
yeah, but you're always going to get caught on a reach.
54-46, Stanford leading Colorado. Nice dish right there. And Mindy Henry hits again. Henry now with 11. 12.5 minutes to go. 54-48. Stanford continues to lead by 6. It was tied once at 40. Colorado has never led. Steal. Oh, Thomas is quick. She had it for a moment, and Pay just worked her off the ball. This Kate Pay is strong. She is powerful.
Everybody is getting a hand on it, and that is what's making the difference, that there's no easy pass, there's no easy shot, and that's forcing Stanford to turn it over.
Stephanie Mack. And out of bounds. So Colorado had the steal. They got a little impatient, maybe moving a little too quickly for Colorado coach C.O. Berry. A timeout is called. Just under 12 minutes to go in this game. Stanford by 6.
Come on, let's go. Move, move, move. Get open. No, no, no. What is that? I want you to use your picks this time. All right, let's try it again.
A lot goes into being the best. The same is true of the products they choose to play with. Rawlings,
All right, that's more like it. Let's try it again.
a never-ending commitment to excellence.
Yeah, that's me. And it still seems like a dream. But you don't have to be an Olympic marathoner to enjoy the benefits of running. Hi, I'm Frank Shorter from Runner's World magazine. Did you know that in as little as 20 minutes, 3 times a week, you can trim down, shape up, and have more energy than you ever thought possible? This free book shows you how. It's filled with super training tips for stronger and smoother running. And it's yours free, just for trying Runner's World.
Every month, Runner's World tells you all about high-energy meals, training secrets, staying healthy, even buying the perfect running shoes. Call now for your no-risk trial subscription to Runner's World. You'll get 12 big issues for almost half off the cover price. Just 3 payments of $5.99. There's no obligation. If you're not completely satisfied, get back every penny you paid. And with your paid subscription, you'll receive the exclusive Runner's World training log. Call the toll-free number on your screen now.
Scores from around the country. First, the East Region, Ohio State by 13 over Western Kentucky. A solid effort by Virginia to knock off Georgetown by 20. Tennessee, the #1 seed in the Mideast, by 20 over North Carolina. Iowa defeats Auburn. Midwest region, Louisiana Tech a winner by 16. Vanderbilt squeezing by Stephen F. Austin. That was a thriller right down to the closing moments. And here in Missoula, Montana, it's Chris Marlowe and Debbie Gore, 54-48. Stanford leading Colorado, the defending NCAA champs, having a lot of trouble with this airtight Colorado defense.
Just bringing the ball up the court is creating problems, and the crowd wanted Goodenbauer to get a double dribble where it was hit off her leg. I'm telling you. And then DC comes back and plays a passing lane and creates a turnover.
One other game tonight. Let's duck in that score if we can. 87-67, Texas Tech beating USC. So a big night for 20-point victories. Colorado, nice pass, score, Jamila Lang, but give the assist to Amy Mather. And a steal, Matt. Missed it, but she'll draw the foul on Whiting, and Colorado has really stepped up the pace. That's going to be the 3rd on Whiting.
And Matt just slipped in there and got that defensive steal because the out-of-bounds player for Stanford was being a little lackadaisical with the ball.
Timeout call, 11:26 to play. Stanford 54, Colorado 50.
Many people take everyday items for granted. Take the matchbook, for example. This popular item was invented in 1892 by Joshua Pusey of Pennsylvania. Many products are created or improved by the innovations of individuals. Ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. We believe these individuals, like you, are a great source of creativity. If you have an idea, invention, or new product you'd like to submit to industry, Invention Submission Corporation has a free inventor's kit to help you get started. The kit contains a form for recording and dating your invention, an information brochure, and other materials of interest to inventors. Invention Submission Corporation is one of America's largest invention service companies. We can show you how your invention can be packaged and submitted to industry. So call ISC now for your free inventor's kit.
For your free inventor's kit, call 1-800-522-5333. The call is free, and so is the information.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ed Randall. Now in its 5th year, Talking Baseball is the nation's only year-round baseball talk show. We talk to the who's who of the sport. I hope you'll join me.
Ed Randall's Talking Baseball on most Prime affiliates.
We're here with Stanford leading 54-50, but this is what's happening for Colorado. They're getting a sweet bucket here. This is a nice dime and finish bucket. But now look, Val Whiting takes the ball out of bounds. She's a little careless, and Mack with the quick hands gets in there and gets a turnover. This is a real momentum change, I think, and if Colorado can keep it up, they might be able to take the lead with 10 minutes left to play.
Jamila Lang at the line, shooting 2. Whiting is exhausted, but she stays in. Lang is a 61% free thrower. She had made 50 out of 82. Whiting has 9 rebounds for Val Whiting. Let's check her point total.
And Whiting can play winded. You'd be
16.
surprised. She'll look like she's winded and she's tired, and then she's got this reserve and this competitiveness in her that she just draws down and brings out a little more.
Diesel Thomas, number 11 in black, and Stephanie Mack have really made a difference defensively as Whiting on the offensive glass. Score it! So huffing and puffing just a little, but she hangs in. A National Player of the Year candidate.
And as you would expect.
She got to hang in there. 56-52. Stanford by 4. Nice move. Can she reverse? Can't hit. Whiting rebound. Her 10th. Oh, there was a big shot missed there.
And it's those little putbacks that'll make you crazy if you can't get them.
McMurdo can't hit from the outside. And Colorado once again with possession. Stanford up by 4, 56-52. 10.5 minutes to play in this game. Winner goes on to play Texas Tech in the regional final.
And look at this Colorado play. This offense sequence is really good with Sheets not on the floor.
Lang missed the chippy.
Oh, the 2 chippies that they've missed. This could be a tie ball game.
Another steal. Okay, the guards are doing it for Colorado, but the frontline players are gassed. They're having trouble getting down. Mathern. And Mathern, an inspirational leader. We've talked about her, a 5'9" senior out of Lyons, Colorado. Wasn't highly recruited, tough. She plays forward. She's got to guard 6-footers, and she is very, very good.
Now watch the guards go up and get a hand on the ball. And look at 2 of them are there to get it. So if one of them wasn't, the other one would have gotten it. That's just good hustle. You just can't coach that. It's got to be desire from within.
So, number 20, Shelly Sheets is back in. Also coming back in for Stanford, number 25 in white, Christy Hedgepeth. So Hedgepeth and Sheets going out as Kate Pay. Mathern. A kind bounce at altitude for Colorado. It's 56-53. Saw the steals on Mathern. You have to be able to steal the ball to play for Colorado and Seal Berry. Now Goodenbarr's got to protect the ball because Mack has been right in there. Backdoor. What defense? The 2-point Stanford lead. McMurdo, big shot coming.
Good rebound. Way to go to the board. Box out Val Whiting. Caused her not to get the rebound.
Colorado was tied with Stanford at 40. The Lady Bucks have never led. They could lead right now with a 3. Sheets to Lang. Put it up. No, but she's fouled.
Boy, I thought she had shoveled her feet and was traveling, and Rachel Hemmer came over with the good weak side help and stood straight up. So I'm kind of wondering what these referees are calling.
And slowly Stanford getting in foul trouble. Rachel Hemmer has now 4 personal fouls. Whiting has 3. So Hemmer goes out. Anita Kaplan, 6'5", is in. Bobby Kelsey, number 23 in white. So Hemmer gets a rest. And at the free throw line, Jamila Lang. Lang now 11 points.
And if she sinks these 2, we've got a tie ball game.
8 in the second half. She might be getting a little winded.
Gotta use your legs always when you're tired. Use your legs.
And she is playing with a bad left knee. Had the surgery.
But you know, I'm thinking she's got so much adrenaline running through her right now. She may not feel that knee.
Missed 2. And still full court pressure by Colorado. 56-54, 9.5 minutes to play in this game. Chris Marlowe and Debbie Bora from Missoula, Montana. Crowd has been big, crowd has been vocal. And I think the crowd wants Colorado now.
Yeah, I think they might get behind them. I really do. If they could tie it up, we were really going to see this crowd get into it in a big way.
Colorado looking for the lead here, maybe with a 3-point. Really not Colorado's game with the exception of Sheets. Works, hook, no good.
I told you, she likes to go to it, and it's just too soft.
A little awkward that time. And Stanford continues to lead by 2. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. Works is guarding Kaplan. They are just elbowing each other. You see them right in the middle. 55 in white and 50 in black. Look at them go at it. Kaplan turn. Off the mark, Sheets has it. A chance to tie or take the lead. Third time Colorado's had a chance here. Missed a couple free throws, missed a jumper. Lang to tie.
And now I think you're seeing Val Whiting's windedness come into effect on the defensive end on the floor. She hasn't been able to stop her player because she's a little tired.
Lang goes out. She is gassed. Tara Vanderveer's team now tied at 56 with Colorado.
And if you're asking yourself, how can Colorado keep this up, and are they going to? Absolutely. They are going to stay player to player, baseline to baseline, the whole 40 minutes. That's what they're conditioned to do. That's what they're going to do.
Just over 8 minutes to go. Tied at 56, and the foul inside on Matherin. Well, you would think that Colorado would have an advantage. They play at altitude all the time up in Colorado, over 5,000 feet. We're at 3,000 feet, and if it's a racehorse game back and forth, you would think they would be a little better conditioned.
You would think. We'll have to see if it becomes a factor.
Val Whiting at the line. That's not to knock Stanford, a marvelously conditioned team, but Stanford does not play at altitude. Fourth personal for Wirtz. Whiting free throw long. I tell you, it's hard to shoot when you're a little tired. And Whiting has drawn virtually all the way.
And Stanford is a good free throw shooting team, so that's really going to work in Colorado's benefit for them to be missing the front of a one-on-one.
Colorado has never led. They can lead right now. Turn, and they do! With 7:50 to go in the game, Colorado is up by 2 on the defending national champs, Stanford.
And what's happening is that Stanford's defensive is nowhere near Colorado's defense. Their defense is giving up little chippies, and you knew those were going to start falling. They couldn't keep missing them.
Stanford into Whiting, and she dribbles one in there. So Stanford's Whiting ties it back up at 58.
Now let's see if Colorado keeps trying to go inside, and if Stanford players can stop them from going inside like they are. Here we go.
Nice steal. Bobby Kelsey, credit her. Goodenbauer, will she look for Whiting? Hedgepeth. And a hurried shot by Stanford. Colorado rebounds.
But that's the transition. You'd be surprised. That's the transition offense that Stanford likes to get into. They don't like to pull it up and set it up like Colorado's doing and slow the tempo down. They like to push it up and rush it.
Trying to plow through the screen was Hedgepeth, and she did. And finally, Abby Wirth says, number 50, hey, they called one. She got knocked down about 5 times, and they never called her.
Now, you're just going to see a good pick, and no Stanford player is helping Christie out. She didn't even try to go over the top. She tried to go through Wirth, and hopefully she can sink these and keep her club ahead.
Wirth at the line.
Well, what you normally want to do is fight over the top, but your player has to call that so you can hedge up above the screen, and Hedgepeth didn't have an opportunity to do that.
Once again, Colorado has taken the lead. 3 points for Wirth. It's 59-58. Colorado by 1 over Stanford. Kaplan, and Colorado will shoot 1+1. The ball bounced off kind of funny. It bounced right to a Colorado player, and Kaplan had no choice.
And if there was such a thing as a loose ball foul, I guess that's what that would have been, because they were both going for the ball.
Tara Vanderveer, Amy Tucker, and Julie Plank, the coaching staff of Stanford, the defending champs, very concerned right now because Colorado, quite frankly, taking it to Stanford here in the second half.
And this would be a huge upset of proportional dimensions because Stanford is defending champs and they're the #1 seed in this bracket.
We'll check out the Colorado free throwing. Very good in the first half. 59-58 Colorado. Whiting double team. Out to Kelsey. She bombs for 3. No good. Rebound Thomas. Diesel Thomas has played a marvelous defensive game. She really sparked the defense. Her and Stephanie May.
She's been a huge difference, doing a good job on Goodenbauer.
Stanford once led by 10.
And what I like is the Colorado players are scoring and not relying on Sheets.
Controversy on this one. Difficult to tell. There appeared to be a touch.
They're saying just ever so slightly. Coach Berry is just...
That's one you don't take for granted, though. Jamila Lang could have saved that ball. She let it go out of bounds. We talk about that all the time.
Well, you're assuming that it's going to go to your team, and then you don't get it. You think, oh, gosh, I could have just reached that
With 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this game. Colorado leading Stanford. Whiting out to Hedgepeth. Got it! A two-pointer for Christy Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth gets her 10th point. Stanford back in the lead, 60-59.
And I'm in that camp with Coach Rick Pitino from Kentucky. If you're that far out, you might as well take that half a step back and get the three-pointer because it's such a booster when you can.
Good point. Mindy Henry getting free underneath. And once again, the lead back to Colorado. 15 for Henry. 5.5 minutes to go in this game. Colorado by 1 over Stanford. Colorado looking for the big upset. A lot of people think Stanford can go all the way again. But they got to beat this Colorado team first. And
That's
then
right.
get back Texas Tech.
Yeah, there's no layups in this Sweet 16.
Steal. Every time Val Whiting gets the ball, they're triple teaming. That time, a triple team.
That's right.
And give the steal to D-Cell Thomas.
That's right. They've got a front and a back, and then you've got the other player, a weak side player, reaching in. And that's the difference, that reaching in that they're getting away with.
Thomas from the perimeter. Too long. And another rebound for Whiting. 61-60. Under 5 minutes now. There's Stanford.
And no one, either end of the floor, can ill afford sloppy passes or carelessness because right now each possession is so important.
McMurdo's on the bench. Hemmer on the bench. Goodenbauer can't hit. I think both teams are a little tired right now.
Don't they look a little sluggish?
Yeah, tongues are hanging out. It has been very intense, very fast pace. And Seal Berry, I think, smartly called timeout. So Colorado with a timeout when we come back to Missoula, Montana. The Lady Bucks with a 1-point lead over Stanford.
Want the bald facts about hair loss? It's not some dread disease. The problem is you just don't look as good. Hollywood's secret is Couvray. It's so natural looking, no one could possibly tell. This is me without Couvray. And here I am with Couvray. Amazing, isn't it? Couvray is a gentle cream specially formulated to darken your scalp, neutralize its shine, and thicken your remaining hair. It's so undetectable, all you see is hair. Here's my friend Gil before, here's Gil after, and here's the comparison. This is Bruce before, here's Bruce with Couvray, and here's the side-by-side. You have nothing to lose except the look of thinning hair. So get Couvray, it works.
For rush delivery, call 1-800-792-2100 or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping to Couvray, 10 Bay Street, Westport, Connecticut.
The new face of women's tennis. Tough, determined, triumphant. Baseline to baseline battles. The will to win. The skill to dominate. Superstars unleashing awesome talent. Ace, winner, champion. A world-class field turns it on. As Celis, Capriati, Martinez and company vie for the title. But only one wins it all. The Virginia Slims of Houston. The final. Live Sunday at 2 Eastern on Prime Network.
Chris Marlowe back with Debbie Gore in Missoula, Montana. 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go. It's a 1-point Colorado lead. Tara Vanderveer, Stanford has won 14 out of its last 15 in postseason. 2 national championships in 1990 and last year. Colorado's crowd has been frenzied. They have ignited the Grizzly crowd. The crowd is on the side of Colorado. Colorado trailed at the half by 3. They have fought back. They lead by 61-60. Lang off the glass, in and out. Rebound to Hemmer, and she threw an elbow. The ref didn't see it. Hemmer's in there with 4 fouls.
Well, I think he saw it. I just don't think there was any player close enough to get in contact with it, so he didn't call it.
Doesn't have to be contact. Doesn't have to be contact to get a flagrant foul there. They go into Whiting, and she'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Could have been a call here, perhaps. Didn't make contact, but still, the intent was there.
Right, and going back to the rebound, see, these two are at it anyways. Their elbows are locked up, and see, she's trying to get her arm free.
No, that's not arm free.
She
That's
got it free, but then threw it. And I think Wert's lucky she wasn't in the way. She could have had a broken nose easily.
Val Whiting at the line. She has attempted more free throws than any Pac-10 player in history. Coming into this game, she had shot 660. She's perfect tonight, now 4 for 4.
And that's what you do in big games. You go to your go-to players. And Whiting and Goodenbauer. And Goodenbauer's having an off-shooting night, so you got to go into Whiting.
Let me correct that. She's 4 for 5, now 4 for 6. She did miss one earlier. Colorado has the ball. It's 61-61, 3:50 to go.
And works on that rebound was giving some elbows of her own. So I think these players are just getting so much contact that they're getting frustrated with their arms being all bound up.
Down the middle, near steal by Stanford. 11 on the clock. Here comes Mathern. Out to Mack. Can't hit. Rebound Mathern. The 5'9" senior goes and gets it. We're tied at 61.
Isn't that just hustle? She just ran that down. There were 2 Stanford players there, and she got there first.
3:20 to play. They try to get the ball to Lang. She's got it. Put it up. No. The sheets for 3. Yes!
And who did that? Mathern. Mathern created both of those. She kept the possessions and created that 3-point shot for Sheets. And Sheets having the ice water through her blood to hit it.
24 points for Sheets. It's a 64-61 Colorado lead. The biggest lead for the Lady Buffs. 3 points. Whiting. And Whiting airballs out of bounds. Colorado has it. 2:43 to go in the game. And Tara Vanderveer's dream of another NCAA championship perhaps slipping away just a bit. Colorado ahead by 3. Sheets in control. Sheets again. 66-61. Colorado now by 5. 2:20 to play and a steal.
And they're really working on momentum now. They've had 2 turnovers, a 3-pointer, a bucket. Sheets is going to work.
Sheets has 26. She has been unbelievable. As Colorado controlling the ball, the Lady Buffs have control of this game, and Seal Berry in her 10th year looking for her biggest win ever.
Now, they want to take their time. They got 18 seconds to be heads up about the clock. Take a good shot.
Colorado by 5. Mathern rejected. Hemmer has the foul. Hemmer is out if it's on her.
And Amy Mathern is so demonstrative. She wants this game. She's a senior, and she's going to do what it takes.
Rachel Hemmer, number 50, has fouled out.
Now here's a good baseline move, and Hemmer is teed up on this shot the whole way. Contact, and Rachel Hemmer will sit down.
So Hemmer is gone. One more look.
Now, I actually don't think Amy would have made this. I think that given that she was underneath the basket, she probably would have rimmed it, or at best, thrown it over the basket. I think Hemmer's pretty upset with her play there. I really don't want to foul out in a game that's this critical.
So Amy Mathern at the line. They call her the inspirational leader of this team. Mathern, 2 for 2 at the line. She's only scored 2 points. Big free throws here. Raindrops. 67-61.
That's right, nothing but net.
Colorado by 6.
You just kind of feel an upset in the making, can't you?
Debbie, you set it up. Colorado would have to do it with defense, in and out. Now Stanford really going to have to come back here. Look for the 3-point shot by either Goodenbauer or perhaps Pay, and Stanford takes timeout. 1:55 to go in this game, and Colorado on the verge of the biggest win ever for the Lady Buffs.
And what Colorado's got, what Stanford, first let me set up what Stanford is going to do. Vanderveer's going to work it into the post, and they're going to try to get a chippy underneath, and then they'll try to put some full court pressure on to create a turnover. Colorado cannot lose their composure. Don't try to foul Whiting, and try to just keep your lead and maintain your bucket.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the NCAA Basketball Committee representatives, Margie McDonald and Rick Mazzuto, tournament manager Kathy Noble, I'll get that right, Tournament Media Coordinator Dave Duffy and Linda McCarthy. From Colorado, Associate Athletic Director Joyce Aschenbrenner. Head basketball coach Seal Berry and her staff, Sports Information Director Colleen Riley. And of course from Stanford, Senior Associate Cheryl Levitt. Head basketball coach Tara Vanderveer, her staff. And of course, Sports Information Director Steve Rosinski. This has been a dominant, and I can say that, Stanford program. Stanford has won 169 of its last 192 games. And Colorado, with 1:55 to go, leads by 6. Stanford needs a miracle.
And Stanford has never lost this early in the Sweet 16. They've always gone on to at least the championship game or the Final Four. Colorado, never been here before. Never won a semifinal game and hasn't been to the Elite 8. So you've got two contrasting programs fighting it out.
Here we go. Whiting trying to get it in. She's in trouble. Finally into Goodenbauer. Goodenbauer goes right down the hatch to Whiting. She turns and her dribbler goes out. And a pushing foul underneath. It's going to go against Colorado. Let's see officially who they called in on a number of Colorado players there. Stephanie Mack picks up the foul. Both teams are in the bonus for your information. And Molly Goodenbauer.
She needs to get the front. She needs to get this front one. So critical.
1 plus the bonus. Goodenbauer, a tremendous free thrower, 79%. She made it.
Now he's hesitating.
You can't hold on against Stanford. You have to beat them. And Coach Tara Vanderveer, as intense a coach as you'll find. Goodenbauer makes 2. Now expect full court pressure. 67-63. Colorado up by 4. And the foul. Goodenbauer on Mack. 1:44 to play.
Well, you can cut it with a knife in here. People are just holding their breath to see if Colorado can hold on and upset this team. And Stanford just scrapping back because they don't want to give up a second run of a back-to-back championship.
Stephanie Mack, she's 1 for 2 tonight. She's 69% on the year, 2 big ones. Colorado needs to ice them down the stretch.
This could be a good foul if she misses this front.
Got it. 68-63 lead, back up to 5 for Colorado. Seal Berry in her 10th season. 13 years overall, spent 4 seasons in Cincinnati. And Stephanie Mack hits 2 in the pressure cooker. 1 minute and 44 seconds to go, and still Colorado relentless full court pressure. The Buffs by 6.
And I told you they're going to do it 40 minutes. Why give up? I mean, why not? Why change what's been working so well for you so far?
Mack is all over Goodenbauer. And a steal! That might clinch it for Colorado. Minute 26 to go, 69-63. Colorado has the lead on Stanford. Another foul by Goodenbauer. Let's check Goodenbauer. That's going to be 5 for Molly Goodenbauer. So Goodenbauer's career is over. The great point guard fouls out with 13. What a tremendous career for that woman.
She really has. And you're looking at a player who, in her freshman and sophomore year, sat behind a great point guard All-American in Sonia Henning and Jennifer Azzi. And this club, when she was a junior, was her own. And she really became an All-American in her junior year, coming off the bench for 2 years.
You saw Shelly Sheets go over and say, I enjoyed playing against you. But Shelly Sheets, the sophomore, may have the last laugh in this one as her pal Stephanie Mack steps to the line shooting 1 plus the bonus. It's a 6-point Colorado lead.
Well, Sheets has made a name for herself in this game alone.
Mack.
And Mack icing them, like you said, Chris, like they were up 20.
70-63. Mack missed that one, but Jamila Lang comes up with an important, critical rebound for Colorado. And once again, Stephanie Mack goes to the line. She's getting all her points on free throws.
Well, at this point, Stanford is just trying to stop the clock and forcing them to beat them at the free throw line. And as long as Colorado has this confidence.
Colorado bench just waiting to explode.
They believe they can upset this Stanford team. And you know what? Coach Silveri believed. She said there was no way my team was going to win unless I believed. And I asked her, I said, well, do you believe? She goes, absolutely. She's familiar with Vanderveer. She played against her when she was coaching in Cincinnati, and Vanderveer was at Ohio State. So she was real familiar with how Tara played and how to beat her.
This telecast has been a production of the NCAA Communications Department. Dave Kaywood is the Assistant Executive Director. The Executive Producer of NCAA Productions is Jim Marcioni. Production coordinators, Kerwin Hudson and Gina McNeil. This game was produced by Dennis Kirkpatrick and directed by Daryl Ewald. Tremendous crew up here in Missoula, Montana. We hope you've enjoyed it. Texas Tech a winner in game 1, and it looks like Colorado ahead by 7 with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go. Colorado 26-3, winners of the Big 8. I don't think a lot of teams and players around the country gave them much chance in this one against Stanford. Their first chance to get into an Elite 8 and perhaps go on to the Final Four. But what a performance it has been. It's been a disappointing one for Tara Vanderveer, her team here in the second half. Now, Stephanie Mack is at the free throw line, shooting 1 plus the bonus. Colorado lead 7.
And you know, as long as there's a 3-point mark out there, a team can fire it up and keep themselves in it. But this margin, this 8-point margin, boy, they're just holding hands over there on the Colorado bench saying, we can do it, we can do it.
Mack 5 for 7. Now 6 for 8. She has been really clutch. 72-63, Stanford by 9. Stanford trailing by 9. It's even hard to say it. Colorado is ahead. Make no mistake about it. It's been the Lady Buff defense. Whiting can't get a shot off. McMurdo got it. 72-65, a minute left to play. And the foul once again committed on Stephanie Mack. So it's up to Colorado now. They have the game if they can make their free throws.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to say. As long as they keep hitting these baskets, then they're winning it for themselves. And Stanford's forcing them to. They're saying, look, we're going to put you on the line. If you guys can beat us here, go ahead.
Stanford's bench hoping for a miracle. Mack again. Stephanie Mack, senior 5'5" from Corpus Christi, Texas.
And she's another one that's been a role player. She's been kind of in the shadow of Shelly Sheets, and that's been fine for her. And here she's been asked to step up and win it for her team, and she is. She absolutely is answering the call.
Colorado again by 9, 74-65, 57 seconds to play.
Stanford got to start shooting threes.
Got to pop one up right now. Whiting got to go up with it. Hedgepeth does. Too long. Out of bounds, Colorado.
And now Stanford fighting themselves on the rebound.
Colorado fans feeling it. And the intentional foul going to be put on Jamila Lang. Third foul on McMurdo, and Lang, who I thought was a very key performer, number 54 in black. She got in and really neutralized Val Whiting, if there is such a thing. She played body to body, came in, scored points, got rebounds, really got them off to her.
She did, and I do think that this pressure defense really affected their outside shooting. They really went cold. Everybody went cold, and that's what you had to do to take a game from Stanford. And now Lang, with her big heart, is out there shooting free throws.
75-65. Fans are starting to file out. The Grizzly fans, they've seen enough. They think Colorado's got it. And perhaps they do. An 11-point lead for the Colorado Lady Buffs. 41 seconds away from the upset of the tournament. Pay. In and out. Rebound, Sheets. How appropriate. Shelly Sheets, the sophomore.
And that's all Stanford can do is just watch him hit free throws now. You'd have never thought, because even all the pre-games and all the press conferences and the shoot-arounds, and you just thought that Stanford looked so confident. Maybe that was it. Maybe they were taking it too lightly.
Quickly, how do you think Colorado matches up against Texas Tech?
I think it's a good matchup because they're able to get you to alter your shooting, and that's what Texas Tech has going for them. They hit those outside shots, and if they can stay that active, especially after playing a tough game like this, then they have a really good shot at it. But Texas Tech is running on all cylinders, and Swoops, I don't think, because she is so much quicker, can get around all this bumping and contact that Val Whiting has had to put up with.
The realization that there will not be another NCAA title for Stanford this year. Sheets 6 for 6 from the line, 7 for 7. What a performance. Colorado 78, Stanford 65, 28 for sophomore Shelley Sheets. 25 seconds to go. Stanford desperation threes now. Colorado still forcing them. Another air ball out of bounds. And the Lady Buffs with 16 seconds to go to the Elite Eight.
And you just, all the other teams had been here last year, Texas Tech and USC and Stanford. And Colorado was the newcomer onto the scene. And it's just so refreshing to see these new programs from different parts of the country really making a name for themselves.
14 seconds to go for Sealberry and Colorado. If there's euphoria, they have it. An upset of Stanford is just seconds away. Stephanie Mack has been the closer down the stretch, free throwing. And Val Whiting going to go out now, and listen to the hands she will get. One of the great performers in women's collegiate basketball history.
And she's really upset, Val, I think. You know, she's been there every year. She was at the Final Four. Can you imagine? Some of these players haven't even been there once. And Val looking to make it her 4th run. And boy, it was the sweet 3 runs that she had.
So Whiting's career ends in disappointment.
And it wasn't just that Whiting didn't play well. I think a lot of the Stanford team just didn't have the intensity and desire that Colorado had. And that's usually the difference when you get to this point. You know, who really can believe that they're going to keep going. And Stanford probably took it for granted.
Stephanie Mack has 11. Now 12. 80 to 65 as Colorado has turned on the Jets here in the second half. Behind the defense. Their tremendous defense. Now Colorado just trying to run it out. 80-65. Colorado over Stanford. Another Rocky Mountain High is coming up. Boulder is jumping up and down because Colorado has upset the defending NCAA champs, Stanford. The Lady Buffs on their way to the Great Eight to meet the Texas Tech Lady Raiders. Once again, Colorado over Stanford, 80-67. We'll be back to wrap it up after this.
It's Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Oh. Getaway, far away, hide away, this away, take away, that away. Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Now you got a way to get away. Coors Light's Getaway Giveaway. Win away to paradise on a Windjammer barefoot cruise. Just look for this display to win. Then get away with Silver Bullet Smooth Coors Light, the right beer now. Win away, right away, Coors Light Getaway Giveaway. Now we got a way to get away. Wake on.
Celebrate 25 years of American rock and roll.
Just take those old records home
with Bob Seger. All Bob Seger compact discs and cassettes are now specially priced.
Don't wait for a dental emergency to happen. Get DenTemp today and be prepared. Caps and crowns can loosen unexpectedly and cause embarrassment. Fillings can fall out and cause pain and discomfort. DenTemp was developed by a dentist to temporarily replace loose caps and lost fillings until you can see your dentist. DenTemp helps you avoid unnecessary pain, helps eliminate embarrassment. Don't suffer needlessly. Get DenTemp today. Call now for more information and money-saving coupons.
Back, Stanford led at the half 39-36, but Colorado playing some great defense, outscoring Stanford down the stretch 44-28 in the second half. The upset go to the Lady Buffs. What did you think?
It was a great game, obviously, and a game of desire and intensity on defense.
All right, so Colorado goes on. They will play Texas Tech. Our congratulations to both teams. For Debbie Gore, I'm Chris Marlowe saying so long from the Dahlberg Arena. Once again, the final score, Colorado by 13.
And if I make just one person laugh, NBC would throw me out of here in a second. I'd be gone. Lunch.
And speaking of lunch, Jay's first guest is Anthony Hopkins. Plus